With a population of 7.7 billion people, our world has over 15 billion eyes. Yet that still isn't enough to see every single thing on the planet. And I suppose that's why cameras come in handy. CCTV cameras in particular haven't been around a long time, but since their existence, they've managed to capture lots of crazy things. Here are some of the most disturbing things ever caught on CCTV cameras. Number 15. Haunted school. I've never been a superstitious person, but sometimes I see things that cause me to wonder. Whether you're still a student or you don't remember what a school looks like, I'm sure you never assumed that there are paranormal beings running through the hallways after everyone has gone home. But check out this CCTV footage from Deer Park CBS in Ireland. If you're easily scared, find a stuffed animal to squeeze. First, a door opens. Okay, so you're thinking that could be anything, right? But look, it slams shut. One could assume that it was just the wind, but how do you explain the shaking lockers? They start and they just keep shaking. I tried to convince myself that some bored teenagers decided to play a prank, but next, one of the lockers opens and some books go flying across the room. After that, a folding floor sign slides and bangs onto the floor. If this is a ghost, it's definitely an angry, destructive one. Number 14. Alligator. Not really on the paranormal side, but fancy enjoying a cool night in the pool with the love of your life, and then out of nowhere, an alligator slithers in and decides to join you. This creature has no intention of making friends or behaving peacefully. He looks hungry and dangerous. Within a matter of seconds, he attacks what he probably perceives to be the weaker human, while the man jumps out of the pool terrified. The woman tries to swim to safety, and I'm so relieved that she was okay. But look at this guy trying to help after he ran out and left her to die. Anyway, luckily no one was harmed, but gosh, what a scare. Number 13. Bedroom spirits. Imagine sleeping peacefully for nights, then reviewing your camera footage to find your door opening randomly. It would be easy to assume it was just the wind, right? But the woman in the footage claimed that there were no windows open, so there was no way the wind could have pushed the door so strongly. Something then proceeds to tear the duvet off her body, and at this point, I'm ready to jump out of my chair. She wakes up frantically searching for the person who may have done it, but sees nothing. The lights flicker, and she gets up and leaves, probably terrified and confused. After returning to bed and shutting the door, the lights continue to flicker. Could it really be a ghost or a well-orchestrated prank? Personally, I wouldn't have gone back into that room. Number 12. Pregnant, shackled woman. This CCTV footage was captured in Montgomery, Texas in 2018. A homeowner heard his doorbell ringing repeatedly in the middle of the night. After checking the footage, a barefooted woman wearing a t-shirt was discovered. She looked quite disturbed and frantic, and the shackles hanging from one of her hands were a cause for concern. Initially, this footage was a mystery. However, the woman in the video later revealed her identity. Lauren was fleeing an extremely abusive relationship. That night, her boyfriend had duct-taped her entire head and was stuffing cloths in her mouth. She said, "I truly felt like when that was happening, like I was going to die there that night." She felt like she had no choice but to run away and seek help. Authorities were later informed of her identity by her boyfriend's ex-wife. When they went to his house, they found him dead from an apparent suicide. What a story. Number 11. Horse. On the lighter side, this footage captured what happened when a racehorse escaped her handler at the Chantilly racecourse and decided to do a bit of sightseeing. She ran into a sports betting bar and sent the French patrons running for their lives. She ran up and down while some of them looked on in shock, horror, and confusion. Their behavior was absolutely unnecessary if you ask me. She probably just wanted a drink. Number 10. Concrete slab. This 27-year-old father was cleaning some snow off his Nissan X-Trail in the Russian city of Vladivostok. What started as a chore turned out to be an escape from death, because suddenly, a giant slab of concrete came falling his way. He had to make a decision in a split second, and luckily, he ran in the right direction, as the block completely destroyed his vehicle. The slab weighed 2 tons, and it fell from 9 floors above. He's pictured here, having a beer to celebrate his amazing escape. Number 9. Italian restaurant. The setting of this crazy footage is a resort restaurant in Arenzano, Italy. The employees can be seen cleaning up after all of the patrons had left that evening. Everything seems peaceful, normal, and serene. Suddenly, they are faced with a completely unexpected scenario. A massive wave comes crashing in, shattering almost everything in its path. They try to hold the doors in place, but their efforts are futile. The sea claims the place as its territory, leaving everyone either injured or baffled. Number 8. Clowns. Some love them, some hate them. Personally, I think they're cool, but this footage was probably enough to scare anyone. In Springfield, Florida, several clowns were captured on various surveillance cameras. No one really knows the motive behind all of this, but they sure demonstrated some creepy behavior. One appears with balloons and is spotted by a cat, who gets out of there as quickly as he can. Then the clown picks up what appears to be a pumpkin and begins to punch it and rip it apart. The next one tries to appear threatening, then puts his fingers on his lips as if to convey that they should keep his appearance a secret. I don't really know what to make of all of this. It's just really weird. Number 7. Bear. Now, on to something a little less weird. Or maybe not. I wonder how these homeowners felt when reviewing their security footage and seeing this massive creature near their entrance. I mean, what did he want? What he does next really makes me curious. He starts to climb a tree trunk and, instead of falling flat on his face, he steps onto the banister and balances perfectly. This pole-dancing ballerina gymnast bear looks like he feels completely safe, and that this is totally normal behavior. As weird as it seems, I kind of admire his ability to balance like that. I would have fallen flat on my face. Number 6. Tire doorbell. So, we just saw a bear that almost rang a doorbell, but this next family's guest was totally unexpected. We can see what appears to be a peaceful neighborhood, cars, paths, green lawns. Then out of what seems to be nowhere, a tire comes rolling towards the house, smashes into the exterior, then hits the doorbell. Fancy opening the door to find the shattered pieces of your house and a smoking tire on your lawn. I'd be super confused. It just sits there smoking away for a while until a resident comes outside looking very puzzled. Number 5. Elevator. Worse than clowns, bears, or even ghosts, getting trapped in an elevator is one of my greatest fears. It became an unfortunate reality for 34-year-old Nicholas White. He was working late one Friday night when he decided that he needed a cigarette break. After he was done, he went back into the elevator and attempted to get back to the 39th floor, but it ended up stopping abruptly. He tried pressing the alarm and he let it ring for a long time, but no one was around to hear him. He screamed, shouted, and even urinated down the elevator shaft, but no one came to his rescue. Nicholas spent 41 hours in that elevator, and the surveillance cameras captured every second of his ordeal. He was finally rescued on Sunday at 4 in the afternoon. Surprisingly, he still takes elevators. He said, "Living in Manhattan, I'd be seriously limiting my life if I didn't take elevators." Number 4. Alien. This unsettling footage comes from Vivian Gomez's security camera and was captured in her driveway in La Junta, Colorado. While reviewing her security footage, I'm sure she was dumbfounded and a little freaked out. She quickly posted it on her Facebook page, and it went viral in no time. Some are 100% convinced that it's an extraterrestrial being, but others believe that it's just a little kid having fun. If it is indeed a kid, they need to start feeding it quickly. Anyway, at the end of the video, it sort of disappeared, and Vivian hasn't reported seeing it since. Number 3. Dog. Now this one, you really have to see to believe. Mallory Kmet, the owner of the truck pictured in this video, suspected that someone was up to some mischief when she made the shocking discovery that a golf cart had crashed into it. The family assumed that someone malicious had entered their property. Mallory checked the security footage and beheld Titan, her 10-year-old English Mastiff, getting into the golf cart and driving it straight into the truck. Then he casually hopped out and walked away, fleeing the scene of the crime. Luckily for Titan, his humans were laughing too much to be upset. She said, "He still wants to go for golf cart rides, so you'll still catch him sitting in the golf cart, 'cause that's one of his favorite things to do. Off to doggy driving school for you." Number 2. Martial Arts Studio. There's only so much one can learn about self-defense, and I'm pretty sure these martial artists from Charlotte, North Carolina had no idea what life had in store for them that day. I mean, how do you protect yourself from a speeding car? The young students can be seen calmly communicating when a car suddenly crashes into the building. The building was damaged extensively, but luckily no students or instructors were hurt. The owner of the business, Derek Richardson, remarked, "In all my years in martial arts, I've seen a lot of wild things, but I've never seen a car go through my wall." The driver was apparently drunk. The car ended up jumping over the neighbor's detention pond and through the wall of the building. After that, the driver tried to flee the scene, but they stopped him and held him captive until the police arrived. What an adventure. Number 1. Home intruder. One night, Jack and Jordan, a Chicago couple, got into an argument because Jordan's purse went missing. This led them to review their security footage, and it left them utterly mortified. An intruder wearing a white hoodie was seen inside the couple's home. Instead of just taking what he wanted and leaving, he stopped to watch them while they slept. He'd got in through an unlocked door and was so silent that not even the couple's dogs woke up. I hope they started locking their doors. Well, there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the one on the screen for more.